Declan Steele, Ayon Saqib, Caden Colby, Michael Reynolds, Matthew Grimes, and Charles Savasco. And they're off. Clean start for the boys here. Looks like we have Caden Colby already to the lead. He's going to take this one just over Michael Reynolds of Merrimack Valley. So Caden Colby with an 8.71. Michael Reynolds with a 9.15. Ayan Saqib with a 9.83. Rounding out the top three for this heat. All right, so we have our qualification for the final, which you had to run under 10.04 to make it. We have Cole Henderson, Caden Colby, Michael Reynolds, Braden LaRoche, Owen Pazinski, Ayan Saqib, David Tripp, and Declan Steele rounding out the 8 that will be in the final here. I believe we're going to take a quick break. Give the boys some rest before they hit the final. All right. So we should be coming at you guys live now. We had a little bit of technical difficulties getting on the Wi-Fi here at Plymouth State, but looking like we have excellent connection now, and we'll be bringing you viewers the AM and PM session at Plymouth State, along with there will also be live streams of the UNH session today and coverage on Instagram at New Hampshire Cross Country Track and Field. You'll be seeing race videos there as well as interviews of the race winners. So there's plenty of coverage of today's races, and it's just a great day for track and field. So looks like the boys' 55-minute hurdle final is the boys are getting assigned their lanes right now. So we should be seeing this race happening in the next couple minutes. But yeah, I'm really interested to see this battle between Cole Henderson and Caden Colby. All right, so the boys are currently in their blocks. This race is coming right at us. They're off. Clean start. Looks like Cole Henderson to the front, getting chased closely by Conant, but Cole is out front, and he is not turning back. It was a good race right there. So for our final results, we have Cole Henderson, 8.42, Caden Colby, 8.79, Michael Reynolds, 9.12, Owen Pazinski, 9.37, Braden LaRoche, 9.48, David Tripp, 9.86, A.N. Sakib, 9.87, and Declan Steele rounding out the top 8 in 10.06. So now we're moving on to the 55-meter dash. We're starting with the girls. Big shout out to the Plymouth State hurdle crew, getting the hurdles off the track extremely fast. And yeah, just enjoy some coverage of the girls' shot put right now, or the 55-meter dash is getting all settled in. All right, so for this first heat of girls, we have Rama Tahamani of Salem, Charlotte Weiss of Bow, Camden Sayward of Milford, Farade Adigon of Salem, Sarah Allen of Bishop Brady, Caden Robb of Winnisquam, and Lucy Weiser of Sauhegan. This is heat 1 of 5 for the girls' 55-meter dash.
Attention all athletes, first cut call for boys 55-meter boys dash. Sorry about that, Doc.
Here they're off, clean start. So we have a Salem's way out in front. Gonna take this one easily. And that was Farada Adigan of Salem, who won that heat by almost a second, so she really dominated that one. We had Sarah Allen in second at 8:36, Charlotte Weiss and rounding out the top 3 in 8:45. Camden Sayward in fourth in 8:59. Caden Robb in 8:72, Lucy Weiser in 9:48, and Rama Tahamoni in 9:52. All right, heat 2, we have Emily Triple of Winnisquam, Avery Aliberti of Salem, Keely Giordano of Milford, Anna Johnson of Kingswood, Camden Wilson of Bow, Ava Schowugler of Sauhegan, and Harmony Rivera of Belmont.
There are 5 heats of the girls dash on the track. They'll be followed by the boys, and then finals for both.
You wanna commentate with me now? Yeah. Okay. So the girls are getting in their blocks. Oh, and they're standing up. Not sure if there's like a little twitch or if someone just asked for more time, or not really sure. Not really clear on that, but they're going to restart the whole process. All right, here we go again. Clean start this time. Looks like that's Milford way out in front. Gonna take this one. Keely Giordano of Milford, 7'6" Then Anna Johnson of Kingswood in 8'19", and Avery Aliberti of Salem in 8'25", rounding out the top three. All right, for Heat 3, we have Ava Tonkin of Belmont, Ashlyn Bryan of Bishop Brady, Alina St. George of Milford, Kylie Raposa of Kingswood, Jennifer Olson of Salem, Honora Swanson of Sauhegan, Amelia Smith of Messinic Regional, and Megan McKean of Bow. I'm guessing our favorite for this heat has got to be Kylie Raposa, who's been running pretty quick lately. They're already down on their blocks, so we're going pretty quickly now. They're off. Looks like Kylie's in the front, but she didn't get that one easy.
Attention all female athletes, as you finish the 55, we are checking.
So we have Kylie Raposa, first place, 788. Alina St. George of Milford, 805. Jennifer Olson of Salem, in 811. So that was a pretty close heat compared to the first two. Good race there. We're on to Heat 4. We got Lane 2, Alexis Bryan of Bishop Brady. Lane 3, Avery Bolduck of Salem. Then we have Natalie Highmark of Sauhegan, Hannah Young of Belmont, Sage Griffin of Kingswood, Alexis Surlease of Winnisquam, and Morgan Aubrey of Bow. They're off already. Looks like that's Hannah Young of Belmont taking the lead. But I think Sauhegan, Natalie Highmark, had a strong last push that last 7 or 8 meters. She may have taken this one. Yep. Natalie Highmark of Sauhegan is going to take this one in 784. Hannah Young close in second, 794. We have Avery Bolduck of Salem in 830, rounding up the top three.
Victor McGuinness from Milford. Your Milford coach, please let us know.
All right, so for our last heat of the girls 55 dash, we have Florence Shamalawful of Messinic Regional, Emily Matos of Kingswood, Jenna Campbell of Salem, Kendra Wooster of Conant, Charlotte La Rochelle of Bow, Zaria Moore of Winnisquam, Maggie Hart of Prospect Mountain, and Ainsley Dickinson of Sauhegan. They're off. Clean start. Looks like that's Bow out to the front. He's going to take this one. A little bit of a fall in the track there, but I believe she's okay. All right, so Charlotte La Rochelle, 8:23 for the win. Then in second, we had Jenna Campbell of 8:52, Zaria Moore in third in 8:60, and Emily Matos in fourth in 9:04. Kendra Wooster of Conant in fifth in 9:09. All right. So, moving on to the boys now. We have 6 heats of the boys here. In heat number 1, we have Coheen Raymond of Merrimack Valley, Richard Johnson of Belmont, Bryce Watson of Prospect Mountain, Joshua Genshos of Bishop Brady, Jonathan Purvis of Souhegan, Ben Johnson of Kingswood, Declan McCausland of Prospect Mountain, and Sean Nichols of Bow. I'll repeat again, this is heat 1 of 6 for the boys. Top 8 times qualify for the final, which will be ran shortly after the completion of the heats. So then they're blocks now. My bet would be on Genchos for this heat. He's already ran in the mid 6s, just very quick. Clean start, and Genchos goes straight to the front, not even waiting. He's gonna take this one easily in a time of 6:92. We're going to see Ben Johnson in second of a 7.46, Richard Johnson in third, rounding out the top 3 with a 7.69. All right. Moving on to the next heat. Ben, you want to run the names down for us?
All right, here we go. So we got Declan Bisson of Merrimack Valley, Victor McGinnis of Milford, Seamus Kelly of Kingswood, Damian Sanborn of Belmont, Parker Wood of Prospect, Brody Smith of Souhegan, Lucas Slayton of Bow, and Cyrus Tessieman of Prospect. My bet, Jamie, is probably going to be on Damian Sanborn here of Belmont. He had a great race here 2 weeks ago. I think he came in third in the 55. I'm locking in a 6.89 prediction. How do you feel about that, Jamie?
I think that's a great idea. I think he's slowly coming along this season, and he's in for a very good time. It might not be in this heat, but it's definitely coming in the final. All right, so they're off now, and there we go. It's Damien straight to the lead.
Great race from him.
Looking powerful down the straight.
I think I might have been right with that 6.89 prediction.
Yeah, looking like Damian Sanborn taking first in. Give me a drum roll, please.
All right, that's taking too long. I'm not going to drum roll that long.
Results are coming up in a 6. Nope, not up.
Yep, no.
I don't know.
Everyone's waiting.
A lot of suspense going on right now.
A lot of suspense in heat 2 of 6.
Last call, girls long jump.
Sanborn's only a junior, by the way.
Yeah.
He's going to have a great season next year. He already is, but, next year. Only up from here. Knock on wood.
Their sons, daughters, grandparents can see also.
All right, we're still waiting for the results here.
Sorry about the wait, but all right, there we go.
6'8",
Damian
7.
Sanborn, 6'8",
Almost had it.
All right, let's switch seats, Ben. All right, Ben, how about you run down this next heat for us?
I will once we're done switching seats.
Yep.
All right, so that past heat, you got Sanborn in 6.87, Brody Smith of Souhegan, 7.21, and then rounding out your top 3 is going to be Parker Wood of Prospect Mountain in 7.29. This heat 3 of 6, is going to be Caleb Bemis of Prospect Mountain, Evan Thurston of Kingswood, Cameron Moore-John of Merrimack Valley, Alan Yap of Brady, Cole Henderson, he just won the 55 hurdle, so watch out for him from Sauhegan. Brendan Schofield of Belmont, David Ramlett of Franklin, and John Siglar of Conant. It's probably going to be down between Alan Yap and Cole Henderson here. Alan Yap, like I mentioned earlier, 2 weeks ago at the Plymouth meet, he ends up winning the 300.
But
So
Cole
that's-
Henderson also just came off of winning the hurdles.
Yeah. So we're going to look at those two. And I think
Well, it's going to be Yap.
Yap's going to take it. And I think MV might have snuck in there. Cameron Moore-John. But Yap's going to take that heat.
7:07.
7:07. And then, Merrimack Valley comes in second there. Cam of MV. And then Cole Henderson of Sauhegan rounding out your top three in 7:34. I'm not sure if the 7:31 is going to get you into the finals here. But I think Alan Yap should be fine.
And I pressed that to get it on too, right?
3 is on, 4 is on.
Okay. Yep. So,
Well, this next heat, we're going to have Robert Prescott of Prospect Mountain, Owen LaGrasse of Salem, Braden LaRoche of Merrimack Valley, Carson Bain of Sauhegan. Just committed to Bates. Congratulations, Carson. Dimitri Kofkalis of Belmont, Brendan McPhee, Kingswood, Cameron Lewicki of Milford, and Luke Darling of Bow. So I think Carson's also doubling back in the 600. I was talking to him earlier.
he's the one going to Bates?
He is. Congratulations. Love to see that. Teaming up with a certain Nikhil Shavda over there.
Who, Ken Carson?
No.
That's for like rewinding the race, right?
So generally your fastest guys in these heats are going to be in 4 or 5. 4 is usually the fastest, but...
All right. Clean start.
Oh.
See,
I think
looks like
Carson's
Ben's
out
in
there
the front,
front.
but he's got some company. He's going to
And
take
that's
it,
a
though.
pretty solid time there, and I think that was that LaRoche of Belmont? Or, sorry, Kofkalis of Belmont?
So we got Ben and Sauhegan, 7:01. Kofkalis of Belmont, 7:15. LaRoche and Merrimack Valley, and 7:45, rounding out the top 3 for this heat.
So I think Bain is definitely... Is it Ben or Bain? I've heard both.
I'm not quite sure.
You say Ben, I'll say Bain, and then
Okay.
it'll work like
Okay.
that. So Bain is actually definitely going to get in the finals with that 7:01. That's a really solid time. Still, I believe, who was it with the top time, Jamie, so far?
Damian Sanborn.
Damian of Belmont.
Sanborn
He's got
was
the top time.
6:87, and then
Genchos was 6:92.
yep.
So here we go. We got heat 5 of 6. We got Eric Santangelo, Devlin Gamache, Nicholas Christopoulos, Gabriel Keane, John Katzel, Andrew Hunton, Van Barlow, and Aiden Carignan. How would you pronounce that, Jamie? How would you pronounce that right there?
Oh, well, they're off, so there's no time.
And that's going to look like, I believe, Keane and Katzel of Plymouth and Sauhegan, respectively.
I think the Plymouth kid took that one.
I would agree with that.
It's just a guess, though.
It's going to be right on the fringe of getting
There
you
we
into
go.
the finals
Keane.
at 7-1.
Plymouth Regional, 7-1.
0. Katzel in 7:15 and Christopoulos in 7:36 around at your top 3. I don't know if that's going to get you in the finals with a 7-1. It'll be tight.
I mean, you can check right now. See if it gets him in right now.
Oh,
Gets
it
him
just
in
does.
now.
Just does. So
Gets him in easily now.
Kofkalis and Katzel both ran 7:15, which is on the bubble right now going into the final heat. So they're going to have to go to the 100th, or I believe 1,000th second.
Yeah, but guess what, Ben?
We
Still
got
have one more heat.
And who's in that heat, Jamie?
We got Jack Preston of Sauhegan, Christopher Bode of Merrimack Valley, Blake Snell of Prospect
Blake
Mountain,
Snell.
Garrett Emery of Woodsville, Nick Daigle of Salem, Joshua Pettingell of Milford, Aiden Nelson of Kingswood, and Ethan Revere rounding out the top 8 for this heat.
It's pretty cool. We got an MLB pitcher on this
Yeah.
on this heat.
In this heat, you mean, not on
my
it.
bad.
It's all good.
It's okay. At least I don't mess up my words as bad as Gavin does. And if you want to hear Gavin talk on commentary, you can go over to the other live stream.
UNH meet,
UNH
AM
meet.
session and PM session will be there today, but this Plymouth live stream is definitely superior.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
But I do know if you're close to UNH and you want to get a awesome Winter League shirt, you can get it there today. This is tight. I'm honestly not sure who took that one. That was right down to the wire. We got Daigle of Salem, 703, and Emery of Woodsville, 705. Both going to punch their tickets into the finals.
Are they? What were those?
703 and
705. That's going to bump out Keene of Plymouth.
No, he's
then.
still in.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, is it 8? It is 8. My bad.
Yep.
My bad.
Okay.
And Kofkalis and Katzel,
They're going to have
they
to go
are
down.
stressing. Going down to the thousandth of a second. They both ran 7:15, so we'll see.
And they'll get the last spot in the heat, so.
Our great timer over here, Chris Benson, he's gonna let us know.
Okay, well, at least we know 7. We know 7 of them. We'll run them down for the girls real quick. We got Damian Sanborn, Joshua Genchos, Carson Ben, Nick Daigle, Garrett Emery, Alan Yap, and Gabriel Keene will be the 7 that are definitely in the boys 55-meter finals.
And
But
then
we'll
you're
have to
fighting
wait
it out
and see.
between Kofkalis or Katzel.
Yep. But while we're waiting, we're going to get a awesome race coming from the girls 55-meter final. Ben,
So
how would you
in
read the
this
names
heat,
down? Just to
we're gonna
remind
have
everyone.
in lane 1, going down to lane 8, we're going to have Jennifer Olson of Salem, Hannah Young of Belmont, Natalie Highmark of Sauhegan, Farida Adigun of Salem. She's the top seed coming in. Keely Giordano, second top seed. Then you got Kylie Raposa of Kingswood, Alina St. George of Milford, and Anna Johnson of Kingswood. So you're going to have, what's that,
They're
2 Kingswood
getting
girls
down
in
to their
here.
blocks.
And they're getting into their blocks. So Farida is the overwhelming favorite at this point. But
Yeah,
Giordano
she
of,
won by a lot.
yeah, and Giordano of Milford, no slouch either. So we'll see what happens between these.
It's gonna be a
These
good
8.
race. Yep.
And they're up, and here we go. Great start from Salem there. Oh, it's going to be, that was tight. I think Farida of Salem took that,
That was
but Giordano was right there.
that was a great race though.
And it is going to be Adigun of Salem in 7:53. Giordano at 7:58. Kylie Raposa rounding out your top 3 at 7:78. Natalie Highmark in 7:86. Hannah Young in 7:92 to round out your top 5. So we were right about the top 2 there. We'll see if any of these girls are doing the 300 maybe.
I'm sure
Could
we'll
see
see a couple
could see a
of
fast
them.
time. I know Raposa does the 300. I believe Giordano is a solid 300 runner as well. All right. Well, after that, we have, okay, so the result is in. The 8th person going on to the boys' final is going to be Dimitri Kofkalis of Belmont, going down to the 1,000th of a second. He ended up taking it by, if I can just see, he went 7.142, and Katzel ran 7.148 in the prelim. So he got him by 6,000th of a second to get into the finals here. And joining him, if you want to read off these names here.
We're gonna have in lane 1 Gabriel Keene of Plymouth Regional. In lane 2 we have Garrett Emery of Woodsville. In lane 3 we have Carson Ben of Sauhegan. Then we have Damian Sanborn, top seeded for this final. Then we have Joshua Genchos, Bishop Brady, Nick Daigle of Salem, Alan Yap of Bishop Brady, and Dimitri Kofkalis, my bad, of Belmont. Yeah, it's gonna be a great race. I'm really interested to see the Sanborn and Genchos matchup.
Well, they matched up 2 weeks ago. Genchos just took the win. Let's see if Alan Yap can do anything, though. He won the 300 over Genchos 2 weeks ago on this same track. So we'll see what happens there. Could be a sneaky pick. All right, Jamie, I want to hear your prediction here. Who do you got taking it?
I got Genchos, bro. I think
Genchos
I
is a
think that
beast.
692 is a pretty light 692 for him.
He looked like he was jogging, to be totally honest. But it's all about if he can put it together in the big moments.
Yeah.
Can he? He's a nice kid. Interviewing him, he's always very appreciative of his teammates and coaches and friends and family.
Yeah. All right.
They're in their
Well,
blocks here.
We're gonna know who wins in about 10 seconds. So.
I'm going to
best
say
thing about
winner is
switching around.
6-8-2 here. And
Damien's out.
Sanborn, Genchos might have just caught.
Genchos got him at the line.
Wow.
100%.
Sanborn had him in the first 50 for sure, and then Genchos
Genchos came
gassed.
hard fast.
Next up on the track,
All
we
right.
have the first of 2 heats of the girls 1,000 meter. Girls 1,000 meter again.
Genchos is going to run 6.74 there to take the win with Sanborn in 6.77. Carson Bain rounds out your top 3 in 6.99. Yeah, Genchos' teammate runs 7 flat. So Genchos with a great win there.
There are QR codes that are located
Seems like
all around the building.
Damien Sanborn is extremely happy with that time.
Oh,
Wonder
yeah.
if that's
That's a
some-
great
probably like a
6.77.
school record or something. would
That's
be
a
my
great
guess.
time, dude. So now, what do we got here, Jamie? We got the girls 1K here.
Yep. All right, how many heats we got here?
Well, I believe we just said that there are 2 heats in the girls 3K. And I'll
1K,
read out the
1K.
names. Sorry, 1K. Yeah. We already saw the 3K. So I'll read out the names of this first heat. We got Layla Baker of Prospect Mountain, Emily DeFrancesco of Belmont, Olivia Pedersen of Kingswood, Emily Matos of Kingswood, Whitney Good of Prospect, Stephanie Duquette of Conant, Rachel Worcester of Conant, and Scarlett Griffith of Conant. You got 2 Kingswood, 3 Conants, 2 Prospect Mountains, and a Belmont.
It's a pretty healthy race right here.
Yeah.
Please note that
It's going to be your first heat of 2.
we are using the full oval on this track right now. The full oval is being used.
Once again, this is not just being covered on YouTube. We also going to have videos and interviews of both the UNH and Plymouth sessions on Instagram at New Hampshire Cross Country Track and Field. Give it a follow. Give us some likes. It's a great account, and it really, really helps.
Yes, sir. So, Jamie, I mean, I know you're a bit of a 1K specialist yourself. How would you say you race a 1K?
I mean, you got to run it pretty even. It's like it's different than the 800, where the 800 is most likely a positive split race. You really get out hard. But it's definitely different than the mile, where you can run a lot faster than you can run a mile.
Right.
But, yeah, it's definitely a race you want to just even split and try to close hard that last 200.
Right.
All right, and they're off.
So when you do it, you do like 28 200s just consistently.
I mean,
all the time?
last year I just tried to run 30 points.
There you go. We got some great camera coverage over here by Sanjith Namula up top. Shout out Sonny. He'll be up there on the camera today.
As will all of us, though,
Yep,
taking
yep,
shifts. All right, so in the lead, who we got, Ben?
That's going to be, well, I mean, you kind of got, I would say Belmont might be controlling the race here. And she just took the lead, and that's going to be DeFrancesco of Belmont. Layla Baker was right there. And who's that in third there? That's going to be, I want to say that's Whitney Good. I think. I'm actually not too sure. Yeah, it definitely is, because those are 2 Prospect Mountains.
But, yeah, seems to be a 3-go race right now with
DeFrancesco,
Yeah,
Baker,
leading
and
it.
Good.
but, you know, there's still 3 laps to go.
So they're just about halfway through the race. They got about another 75 meters, 50 meters. It's coming around the 500 mark, I believe. We're going to be sitting at 155 at the 500 for De Francisco.
So right around what? 350 pace?
350, yeah. That was good math, Jamie.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
I'm in calculus.
Yeah, good
Shout out
for
Mr.
you.
Dago, my math teacher.
Good
He's
for
definitely not
you.
watching this, but
Well, we can always share it with him. Get him to share it with his friends and family, like everybody watching this live stream
should do right now.
Yeah,
Aunts, uncles, grandparents. I'm sure they're watching.
friends,
Family.
acquaintances, classmates, teammates, teachers,
All right, but back to the race.
friends.
Here we got a move
grandparents.
coming by
That's going to be Baker, Prospect Mountain, the sophomore, making the move on Belmont here. Completes the move. She is in front. Oh,
but
we
we're
got
getting an
we got
answer,
a reverse
yeah.
move. Never mind. No reverse move yet.
I mean, I think that's the right thing to do. Just kind of sit and go for the ride now.
It's
you
pretty
gotta-
tough to pass on these curves. On
You
the
gotta-
bank
you
track, it's a
can't
little
you
tougher,
can't let
but
that gap expand like what's going on right now though. You got to close that up.
Yeah. I think she might have tried to and just said, "I'm going to let you go here."
Yep.
And here we go. We're heading into the bell lap here. We're 3:10 on the clock, getting into the bell. 200
Going to
meters
the
to go.
arms.
Shout out to all of our volunteers, timers, flagmen.
Would not be able to do without them.
Absolutely not. Davio DeLuca. Couldn't do without that guy. And so coming around with 100 to go, it's going to be Baker of Prospect Mountain. She's got a healthy lead on Emily De Francesco of Belmont, who's going to, looks like she's going to come around in second here. Can never be too sure, though.
Strong kick right here down the
Whoa.
straight.
If she uses that with 200 to go, she might catch her, but
Just going to take
it's a
this
little
one.
late, and that's just racing, you know. They both get under 4 there, though. Baker is going to win it in 3:55.69. De Francesco in 3:58.14. And we're going to have Matos of Kingswood rounding out in the top 3 at 4:04.04. That's so satisfying.
All right, Ben, have you gone down the final results?
Well, I got you the top 3 already. We're going to have Whitney Good of Prospect Mountain in 4:07.36 in 4th place, then rounding out the 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be Pedersen of Kingswood 4:19, Worcester of Conant 4:31, Griffith of Griffith of Conant in 4:38, and Duquette of Conant in 4:58. Might be Doucette. I'm not sure. Dockett. Definitely not Dockett, but forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. Oh, and here we go. In this second heat of the girls 1K, we're going to have Paulowski of Bow, Julia Howe of Bow, Leah Faulkner of Salem, Reagan Sutherland of Plymouth, Madison Geddes of Merrimack Valley, Sydney Spack of MV, and Erin O'Shea doubling back from the 3K here.
So
Of the Scenic.
who comes in with the fastest seat time here? And do you know what it is? I'm just curious.
I don't, actually. All right, so the fastest seed time is going to be Hannah Paulowski of Bow. And her teammate is going to be right behind her, Julia Howe. And that seed is 3:16. So if they're anywhere near that, they're going to win this. They're going to win this event.
Yep.
And they're moving pretty good. O'Shea, I believe, won the 3K earlier.
Coming through the first 238 seconds.
O'Shea also interviewed the boys 3K winner Daniel Sixton. That's up on the Instagram if you want to go check that out.
Interesting way to do it, but
She said she wanted to. I was like, you know what? That is A-okay. We can do that.
Was it a good one?
It was all right. It was all right. You know, both the O'Shea sisters actually interviewed. So right there in front, you're gonna have the two Bow, and then you got Salem, which are your top 3 seeds coming in. So they're running about 40s in the 200s right now. Sitting right in that 39-40 range.
Just gotta stay on that
Pretty
pace.
good pace there. I believe 40s get you to
All right, so you gotta go 40 times 5 equals 200. That's a 320.
Which is 320.
It's a 320.
he's in calculus.
So yeah, just stay on this pace and
That's going to be
get
Pawlowski.
bunch of fast times. See what we got here.
So now at this point,
40.32.
Howe and Faulkner need to get right up there with Pawlowski and cannot let that gap form, because at that point you're losing it, you know. And I think Faulkner might be falling off the back of these two Bow girls right here.
The two Bow girls look strong.
And we have got
Coming up on the bell lap.
the bell lap coming up, and our official is anxiously waiting to ring that bell. Howe is desperately trying to keep connection with Pawlowski here. And with about 175 to go here, Pawlowski's got about 5 meters on her. Looking like she's pulling away a little bit, though.
Can I do the finish on this screen?
That's not going.
Well, when it does, it will if I click to it, right? So should I do it on this or the other screen?
And Pawlowski pulls away. She's going to take the win by just about 10 meters. She's
Strong
gonna run-
kick.
She might have just broken 315. She just barely broke 315 with a 314.91, and Howe goes 317.78. Faulkner comes in rounding out your top 3 in 325.93. And great kick from Pawlowski there. 36.19 for the last 200.
All right, we're getting the boys now. All
Boys 1K. You're going to have 3 heats of this, I believe, if I am correct. You are. In the first heat, you're going to have Jacob Kantz of Kingswood, Brady Graves, Salem, Quinn Johnson of Milford, Andrew Crynans of Belmont, Evan Christensen of Belmont, Graham Burtis of Plymouth, Colin Kirby of Milford, and Colin Sullivan of Franklin. I did that all in one breath, Jamie.
We got heat 1 of 3 here. We got 3 1Ks we get to watch. Should be fun.
I love the 1K. I've never ran it. Love it, though.
It's a great race. It's a great race.
Does seem like it. Does seem like it. All right. Kantz is going to be your top seed coming in here. Just by 0.5 seconds over Brady Gray, though, of Salem. Seed at 324. But Milford is taking out. That's Quinn Johnson, Jr. And I don't believe Salem is in this race, actually. I think Salem might have scratched there.
Coming through in 38.64 for that first lap. Yeah, he looks strong at the front.
That's going to be Johnson still in the lead. But Belmont right there. I believe that's, I actually don't know. Is that Evan Christensen? It is Evan Christensen. His teammate Andrew Crynans is right there. And Christensen just took the lead over Johnson there. And Kingswood, Jacob Kantz is lurking.
He's not looking back. He's gonna try to make this a hard move and stay in the front, I'm guessing.
We'll see if he can keep it up there. And he's got to match this move around the bend. Make him run a bit of extra distance. He's not going to be able to match it. It's going to be Quinn Johnson making the move on the outside.
But the Kingswood kid coming up, though.
Yeah, that's Jacob Kantz. More like Jacob Can.
He looks good.
And then that's going to be Graham Burtis of Plymouth moving up into third. So Christensen of Belmont, he just let him get away. Maybe it's a mental thing. All right, and so heading into the bell lap.
We got 1 to go.
They are coming through the bell lap. Johnson's in the lead, and he is at, I believe, just under 245, 243, 3-4.
Seeing a move here by Kantz, going around the shoulder.
Yes, he can.
I could find Josh, but I couldn't find Farida from Salem. Winner of 55. You see him?
So this is Kantz right here in the lead, who's going to take this one.
Great kick. And he is going to run, I believe, just over 320 there. And then Johnson of Milford, followed by Burtis of Plymouth. And round out your top three. Oh, Belmont, little teammate clash there. It's going to be Kreinens just barely edging out Evan Christensen.
Yeah, he just edged him at the line.
Great kick from Kantz. He had a 5-second faster last split than anybody else in this heat. All right, so heat 2 here. If you want to read off these names, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay. We have heat 2 of 3. Chase Paiva of Milford, Ben Jeffrey of Merrimack Valley, Nathan Bain of Merrimack Valley, Ben Lynch of Laconia, Ben Newton of Merrimack Valley, Tony Wang of Merrimack Valley, Jason Ryan of Salem, Jordan
DeFrancesco
of Belmont, and Jack Nose of Bow. There's 3 Bens in this heat. You know what that means?
Are there?
You know what that means, Ben?
There's another Ben commentating right now.
I think we're going to see a Ben win.
I think we should see a 1-2-3 Ben sweep, and if I go and interview them, that would be the quad Ben.
Quad Ben? That might be too many Bens, though.
Never too many. Never. Never. Coming into this heat, your top seed is going to be Chase Paiva of 3 flat, followed by Ben Jeffrey of maybe Joffrey, not sure, of Merrimack Valley. They're both seeded at exactly 3 flat. So, and they're freshmen. So I don't think they've ever ran a 1K before. So we'll see if those times are legit, if they're faster, a little slower, right on the dot.
I mean, based off the first lap, they're going out in
36.5, 36.9.
36.5,
Yep.
so. Comment down below if you're watching what your favorite indoor track race to watch is. I'd be curious to hear. What about you, Ben? What's your favorite to watch?
To watch or run?
To watch.
I'm just going to answer both anyways.
Okay.
I think my favorite track race to watch indoors at the elite level, I would say it's probably the 1500. But at the high school level, not to say that high school isn't elite. I would say 600, which is also my favorite race to run.
Nice.
Indoors. Jamie, what about you?
I don't really know. I just like watching track.
All right, dude. Well, you can have a favorite, though.
Favorite to watch? Probably the mile.
I respect that.
Favorite to run? Either the mile or the K.
Nice.
But man, I just like racing. Racing's just fun. And that's the opportunity these kids get today is to race and just have some fun.
So
looks like this
so
is,
far Chase Paiva has gone coast to coast.
Yeah, he's having fun, I bet.
He's cross country right now. He's not fully at the coast. He hasn't finished the race yet, but he's been in the lead the entire race. Followed closely by Nathan Bain, who is followed closely by Ben Jeffrey Joffrey. Not sure. We'll figure it out soon enough. Oh, Nathan
We're
Bain
getting
makes
a
a big
pass
move
here.
going into the bell lap.
Who passed there? Nathan Bain. It was a strong move. Good place to do it. Passed right before the turn.
But Chase has not given up the chase.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I'm pretty happy with that.
And here he comes. Strong move. He's going to slingshot off this turn.
Yeah, he's coming.
But let's see if
he's coming hard.
Nathan Bain can. He can hold him off. Coming through nice and strong. 3:05.97.
Officially, it's 3:05.95. That can't be right. Maybe it is. Well, anyways, Nathan Bain in 3:05.95, Chase Paiva in 3:06.91, Ben Jeffrey in 3:10.22. It's going to round out your top three, and then the teammate, Ben Newton, 3:14.22 of MV, and his other teammate, Tony Wang of MV, 3:16.09, Jack Nosen, 3:18.15, and Ben Lynch in 3:19.60. Finally, Jason Ryan of Salem in 3:21.58. We're going to move into your final heat, final and fastest heat. So here we are. We are going to have quite the heat here. We're going to have Alden Betterly of Bow. He's your top seed in 241. Michael Reynolds in 248. It's a great 600 runner. I believe he's number 2 or 3 in the state right now. Dallin Norda in 249.8. Dylan Boyer of Sauhegan, Ben LaGrasse, Isaac Nudd Homeyer, and Jackson Gannon. All right, so Dallin's going to go straight to the front. Alden, and that's going to be Ben LaGrasse, I think, sitting right there on the shoulder. I think Reynolds needs to really get himself inserted into this race.
Yeah,
It's too early to tell, but I
I'm
think
pretty
he's gotta-
confident Nordo's stretch.
and there he goes.
He's gonna stretch this thing out. So, I would not want to be where Reynolds is right now, just knowing that he can compete in this group.
And Betterly knows that he can't let Norda make a gap, so he's going to pass one of the Salems there. He's still behind Ben LaGrasse here, but he passed Jackson Gannon. Norda is still in the lead. Norda comes through in 34.
Got 6 guys right now on the line.
McCausland from Prospect Mountain, Jack Preston from Sauhegan, and Cyrus Tessiman of Prospect Mountain. Please check in. And Professor Walsh at the
Dallin comes through in 33 again. LaGrasse had a slightly faster split, but it's just decimals at that point. Betterly in 33 as well. And Reynolds can run with these guys. He's got to get himself up in there.
He's coming off hurdles, so
That's true.
could be a little bit of tiredness in the legs. But no, there's still 2 laps to go.
This is going to be a pretty solid time here. Betterly and LaGrasse still look pretty good, but Norda as well, and he's in the lead, so we'll see how they do. They come through 600 and 141. And Betterly makes a big move on LaGrasse. He's going to look to get right up with Norda here, and they are going to gap the field. And Alden Betterly of Bow is just waiting on the shoulder. And going into the bell lap, Norda might be struggling a little bit more than Betterly here. And Betterly senses that. Norda's having a big kick. Betterly's sitting right on him, though. Can Norda hold him off? I'm not too sure.
Going to the arms. They both look
Maybe
strong,
I should
though.
be
They
sure.
both
They
look
both
strong.
look great. Oh, and here comes Betterly. Norda is not going to be able to respond. Alden Betterly. Wow, great kick. And he's going to finish in just over his seed time at 2:42.16. Norda comes through just behind in 2:43.83. Rounding out your top 3 is going to be Homeyer, Nudd Homeyer in 2:47. LaGrasse in 2:48. Gannon in 2:51. And Reynolds is going to come through in 2:54. That's just a really great patient race from Alden Betterly there. He closed in 29. It's a great race from him.
All right. Moving on to the girls 600. Could you read those ones for us, Ben?
I would love to, actually. Let me get over there. Well, in the girls 600, we got 2 heats. This is the first one. We got Madeline Mooney of Sauhegan, Anna Julia De Silva of Sauhegan, Emerson Decato of Belmont, Layla Whitley of Milford, Gianna Santangelo of Kingswood, Lydia Vanderhoof of Wilton, Lindaborough, Reagan Sutherland of Plymouth Regional, and Charlotte Crespo of Conant. So your first heat of 2.
I like it. They're running a waterfall for the 600.
This is a little wild. We are 100 meters into the race, and there's a line already. This race is already strung out. 100 meters into the race.
It's a 3-lap race. For anyone that's not familiar with the 600.
Yes, it is.
And Ben, how do you think you should run the 600? I know you did say it's your favorite race to run.
I mean,
So-
I guess it depends what type of runner you are. If you can go through in, 50, it depends what times you're looking at.
More
but if
like
you can-
effort-wise, not time-wise, effort-wise.
So if you can go through, feeling like you're hurting, but you're more of a distance guy and you got that strength where you can hold your pace around that last lap, you might as well do that rather than trying to get out too hard and dying off in, on the
So
last
do you
lap.
run it
But-
like a 400 or do you run it like an 800?
So for me, I like to run it like a 400. I like to get out and go out as hard as I can, come through fast, and then just try and hold the last lap. And hopefully I've done enough at that point to create a gap or bring someone else out as hard as me so that I can, still stay with them on the last lap, regardless of how slow I go. But if you're more of a distance guy, you might run it like an 800, where you kind of run more even splits. So you could go, like you were saying, you could go maybe like 30, 30, 30, or 29, 30, 29, or something like that for your 200 splits.
Back to this race, we have Madeline Mooney of Sauhegan just way out front.
And she's a freshman as well.
Well, yeah, she's going to take this one.
She takes the race in 2:04.93, and then Reagan Sutherland in 2:08.68, and it's going to be Milford. It's going to be Layla Whitley in 2:14.6, round out your top 3. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I thought they had another lap, so when I saw Madeline stop, I was a little shocked. Then I looked at the time, and I said, never mind, you're done.
Interesting.
Jamie,
All
how
right.
would you run a 600? Are you more of the 8 guy or more of the 4 guy?
Bro, I have no clue. I just run.
All right, well, we got your second heat, faster heat, in the girls 600. Coming up to the line right now.
Believe the girl in lane 1 also didn't she just win the 1K?
She did just win the 1K. That is a crazy double.
Girls 300 meter, I encourage everybody keep your tops and your sweats on until you get to the start line.
All right, well, we got Hannah Pawlowski, Lexi Insana, I'm not sure, Jennifer Olson, Catriona Carter, Juliana of Salem, Eleni Papadopoulos of Belmont, and Brighton Smith of Sauhegan. So Pawlowski, she is your top seed, but she just ran the 1K like 2 events ago. So
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna be really interested to see how she
that would be very
how
impressive.
she fares in this race.
I mean, she looks good. She's just right up there.
Yep, just
The way she's going to have to run this race is
she's
she's sitting on the shoulder of the leader.
She's in the driver's seat right now. Like, she's not doing the work.
Right.
She's just sitting on the back, and when she feels good, she's gonna make that move. we go. Here's the move we were talking about.
That's the move. So that's pretty much perfect. Her teammate, though, that's going to be Lexi. She just made a big move, trying to get right up on her.
And Hannah has a strong kick.
Wow.
She showed that in the 1K, and she's showing it here again
I
now.
believe she finished in a 37 in the 1K. And you got a little bit of a teammate battle. Hannah's going to take it, though.
She's got this one.
Great day for her. She wins the 1K and the 600, and that's a fast 600 time. Wow. I think just under 153 there for the junior Hannah Pawlowski of Bow, 152.79. Lexi, her teammate, 154.42. Jennifer Olson of Salem in 157.82. Round out your top three. And Pawlowski, she'd close in a 34.5. So she still got it after that 1K. Move on to the boys' 6 here. And we're going to have, how many heats we got? We got 3 heats. And your first heat is going to be composed of,
We got Alexander DeFossis of Laconia, Caden Wainwright of Prospect Mountain, Tyler Duran of Belmont, Seamus Kelly of Kingswood, Grady Steele of Kingswood, Christian Edgren of Belmont, Jasper Sodak of Belmont, Cooper Hederig of Merrimack Valley, and Benjamin Wright of Kingswood.
So I actually just got news that in 2 heats, or in the next heat actually, Alden Betterly is going to be racing the 600. Now I don't know if you remember that name, but about 10 minutes ago he just won the boys 1K. So we might see something that Pawlowski did happen in the boys races as well.
I mean, they're both bow runners,
Yep.
so must be like a workout that the bow coach has prescribed for the runners today.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, it's a good one. Definitely,
And,
definitely a hard one.
Let's go back to this heat. Whoa, that is Alexander of Laconia. He's out in front.
He's getting after it. I love to see it.
And this is how I like to run the 6. You just get through.
He's coming through right around 67. See how he closes this last 200.
He looks pretty good.
Sure does.
You look good.
Looking back a little bit. Not sure why, because there's absolutely no
Yeah,
one
he
behind
doesn't
him.
really have much to look back at. He has to look across the track right now to see anybody. Solid race from him there. Alexander of Laconia. Did he sneak under 140? I think he just might have. Ooh, 140.21. I don't know what his PR was coming into this race, but if it was above 140, you're just a little upset you couldn't break it. But that's still a great race. He ran alone that entire race, so not much you can do there. Round out your top 3 is going to be Kelly of Kingswood and then Durand of Belmont. Last few runners coming in here. And now coming onto the track. Never mind. All right, now coming onto the track is going to be heat number 2. This is where your 1K winner is going to be Alden Betterly. I think he might have seated himself a little conservatively, but coming off of that 1K, he's going to have a little bit of work to do. And your top seed in this heat is actually going to be Nathan Alajajan. From Conan. He's going to be in the first lane. You got Alden Betterly of Bow, Evan Spence of Salem, Kate Heyman of Plymouth, Owen Miller of Bow, Thomas Sargent of Bow, and Avery Gunta of Prospect Mountain.
Going out hard. That's for sure.
I think Betterly is just going to, look to do what he did in the 1K, but these guys are not going to let him have much of a chance to recover. They are getting out hard.
See, honestly, this is when I do stay passive, because like going out as hard as these kids are going
Right.
out, like you don't.
They come through in just about 30, so they're moving. Betterly's legs have got to be tired, but he isn't. He's kind of letting a gap for him, yeah. Leading in front, though, is going to be Evan Spence, and then Nathan of Conant. Then Thomas Sargent is going to be sitting in third. Never mind, he's in second now, and I think he's going to try and make the move on to first. Great move there. If you can pass those two guys in one move, that's a solid one. Salem's looking to match it, though. Sargent just barely gets in front there, and he's going to look to hold here. He's keeping his cadence up, which is what you got to do in this last lap. Just keep getting your feet to the ground and pushing off. Wow, look at that. Creates the gap with about 50 meters to go, and he's going to come through as your winner in just over 134.
That was a pretty quick race.
That was a good race. 134.58 for Sergeant Heyman of Plymouth in 135. Evan Spence of Salem in 135 as well. And here we go. We got the boys 600 now, the top heat. So as we mentioned earlier, we got Carson Bain / Ben in the number 1 seed here. His teammate, Sauhegan Dylan Boyer, is going to be sitting there as well. Samuel Scala of Salem, Brendan Goodwin, Ben Gaudet. Big ups, Ben of Sauhegan. Will Whitley of Milford and John Siglar of Conant. Siglar, he ran something else today.
Which one?
7 of Conant. He ran something else today, and I forget what it was. Carson's going to look to get out hard, though. He is a 200, 400 runner, so I think it might be in his best interest to get out pretty hard and just try and gap this field. But Scala of Salem might be looking to take the early lead. Bain has 2-3 guys right on his shoulder, though. And that's going to be Goodwin and Sam Scala. Goodwin takes the lead. Bain's going to be sitting into second, settle in there, and Scala's going to settle into third. Then you got Milford. That's going to be Whitley trying to make a move on the outside. He's going to pass Scala, getting right behind Carson. Carson and Goodwin came through in 30, so Carson's got that top end speed, though, I think, over everybody in this field. They come through in just over 60, I believe.
No, just under.
Just under.
It's going to be a good race.
And Goodwin, he might be tying up a little bit. I think Carson's going to look to make the move, but Goodwin's holding them off.
Oh, look at this.
Don't worry,
move from
yeah.
fourth.
Sauhegan, that's going to be Dylan Boyer.
And Milford.
Milford,
It's a
that's Will
four-man race,
Whitley.
Ben. It's good to watch.
Whitley might take it. Bain's going to take it. Oh, what a race. I think Goodwin might have had it at the line. I think Goodwin took that at the line by .05 over Bain of Sauhegan. It's going to be Goodwin in 133.33, followed by Bain of Sauhegan in 130.138. Boyer, his teammate, 130.152. By the way, Boyer had the fastest last 200 in 30 flat. And then you got Will Whitley of 130.157. Those were your top 4. We usually just do the top 3, but those 4, it was just a 4-man race. They all finished within .25 of each other.
I have no clue. Yo, Davio. I hit jog. You're gonna hit jog again, probably.
Now we can watch outdoors.
Bro, can you tell me how to use that?
States.
That was a great ran race from these guys. It was exciting.
How do you use it?
It's pretty confusing.
Show me.
So I'm not exactly sure what's happening on the track right now. Maybe we're taking a little bit of a break.
So like if you want to record this, a replay of this, you need to have replay on preview. Okay. And then hit record. Yeah. Right. Record. And then you hit stop.
Up next is the girls 300 meters.
And then
The 300 meters, 1.5 round. The oval, and everyone runs in their lane. So I need you all to please clear the track at this time.
so go to 6. We'll put it on preview. Okay, it's on preview.
All right, well, the girls are on the track for this first heat of the girls 300. We're going to have Rachel Worcester of Conant, Stephanie Duquette of Conant, Ava McCartney of Prospect, Reagan Sutherland of Plymouth, Scarlett Griffith of Conant, and Madeline Bealey of Salem.
Clear the track, please. Clear the track, please.
All right, so everyone's in their lane for a lap and a half here.
Why is it just automatically switching?
All right, and I believe that's going to be Maddie Bealey of Salem there, taking the win in 48.99. Then Reagan Sutherland of Plymouth. I think she's been in like 2 or 3 events already. She ran 53, just about 54. Worcester of Conant, round out your top 3.
Heat number 2. Number 2.
All right, well, heat number 2. We're going to have of Winnisquam, Alexis Searles, Ava Schwogler, Maggie Pittman, Jasmine Witham, Emily Matos, and Maggie Hart. 300 is an interesting race. You know, if you're in that outside lane, you're running 3 bends by yourself. It's just a little tough on the mind, on the mental. Excuse the absence of Jamie's voice right now. He's getting coached up by the pro, Davio DeLuca. All right, and coming around with about 50 to go. That's going to be, is that Pittman? That's Pittman of Plymouth. I believe she's going to take the win here. Yes, she is. Pittman, just about 56 seconds. Emily Matos in 56.83. And round out your top 3 in that he's going to be Alexis Searles in 57.06. So Jamie just got coached up here. You're going to see some improved cuts, or I don't know what you were getting coached on, Jamie. I'm not sure. Heat 3 though. Devin of Belmont, Catherine of Milford, Nora of Kingswood, Reagan of Merrimack Valley, Rama of Salem, and Haley of Belmont.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it now. So I'm on the screen. I want to record. Yep.
Kingswood's running great right now. That's Nora Pelletier.
Yep. When they're done, I hit that. Then I hit jog. Then I bring it over.
Only a freshman. I believe she just won the 55 hurdles. If I if I am correct.
Conant, Lenny Angle of Conant, please come to the seating table. Lenny, thank you.
Great race from her. So she ended up winning the 55 hurdles and gets sub 50 as a freshman in the 300. It's a great race. She's going to end up running 49.34. Reagan Jefferson of Merrimack Valley in 53.48, and then 56.30 round out top 3 is going to be Devin Von Kadich. Good race right there. And then in Heat 4, quick in the blocks already. It's going to be Sage Griffin of Kingswood, Caden Robb of Winnisquam, Anna Johnson of Kingswood, Sydney Spack of Merrimack Valley, Emily Triple of Winnisquam, and Isabella Cornaro of Milford.
Where'd you get it? What was that? Mirror vines. All right. You already read these names down, Ben.
I already did. I'm ahead of the game.
Yo, call B-Show.
Yeah, I know.
Did you tell him already? No. The interviews need to be. Okay. All right. Here we are. Heat 4 of 6. Dude, just start working, bro. Who cares? Just go. Just work. He's on the camera. It's Sunny you need to get.
That's going to be MV taking the win there. Sydney Spack in 49.37. I believe that's the fastest time so far. Then Anna Johnson of Kingswood in 50.07. Sage Griffin also of Kingswood in 51.41. Round out your top 3. So we're heading into our 5th and second to last heat of the girls' 300 meters. And in that heat, we're going to have Abigail Janetti of Sauhegan, Isabel Tutrone of Salem, Avery Bolduc of Salem, Madison Geddes of Merrimack Valley, Emily Fateau of Bow, and Sarah Allen of Bishop Brady.
Heat 5 of 6 here.
So, I know I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but Heat 6 is a battle between a lot of the girls who were in the 55. I'm excited to see that. That might be race of the day. All right, they are off. Clean start. It's hard not to have a clean start as a standing start, but you know. I always think that the girl running on the outside has a big disadvantage. I don't know how you feel about that.
There's no one in front of you.
And you just got to hope that, like, either you're looking back or you just got to hope that you're going fast enough to.
Yeah, it is less turn on a 200-meter track.
All right, coming around with 50 to go. It's going to be Emily of Bow. Salem right there, too, though. That's Isabel Tutrone. Who's going to take it? That was close. Jamie, do you know who got that one?
I guess we're going to see, right? Jog.
Jamie's gonna put the moves on right here. Oh.
Look at that.
Jamie just put the moves on.
I think
it was Tutrone of Salem.
I think so too.
I can actually just look.
Thank God for this replay system.
Yeah, it was Tutrone by
pretty neat, isn't
0.02.
it?
That's what Jamie was getting coached up on. Okay, so this is what I'm really excited about. We got Kylie Raposo and Farida of Salem. These two had a bit of a battle in the 55. Kylie is an experienced 300-meter runner. Not 100% sure about Farida. But other than those two, you're going to have Jalen of Belmont, Natalie Highmark of Sauhegan. Then you got Raposo and Farida of Kingswood and Salem, respectively. And then you got Alina St. George of Milford and Charlotte La Rochelle of Bow.
Did you tell Sonny about the interviews?
All right. And they're just about to go. Jamie, who do you think got winning this one? Because Farida, she ended up winning the 55 by a healthy
I think probably
margin.
Kylie Raposo.
Raposo's a pretty solid 300-meter runner.
She won last week at UNH.
At UNH, yeah. I believe she also won 2 weeks ago here.
Yeah.
I might be incorrect, but I believe she did. And so Farida uses blocks. Kylie does not. They're not the only ones in this race, though. We got Jalen. Charlotte got out pretty well. So it is going to be Farida or...
Farida's definitely winning right now.
I don't know. Kylie's
right
has the bend.
And
Kylie has the next bend. She's on the inside lane.
Yeah.
I do think you're right. Farida does seem to have the lead right now. Kylie's got some work to do on this bend here. I think Farida's going to take it. Maybe even comfortably. Farida is going to take the win here with a great race, followed by Raposa, and then it's going to be, so Farida's going to run 44.12, Raposa in 45.07, Natalie Highmark in 46.04 to round out your top three. That's a great race from those three. Well, everyone as well, not just those three.
Block holders. Thank you, block holders.
All right. So moving on to the boys 300-meter dash.
Do you know how many heats we got of that?
Girls 1500 meter, please check in this time if you haven't already.
Heat 1 of 7. How did you know that,
High
Davio?
jump area is open for strides if anyone needs to.
All right, well, are we doing head-to-head matchups? Is there just two people running this one?
Thanks everyone again. And welcome
Oh, this is exciting. We got a one-on-one.
Mono, E-mono.
Yeah. And these are two pretty fast boys. Samuel Scala, he's coming off of the 600. I believe he got fourth. And then we got Caden Colby of Conant. Two seniors going head-to-head.
Who was second in the 55-meter hurdles.
Who was?
Caden Colby.
Oh, we got some doubles. Some doubles over here. This is exciting. This reminds me of the Milford Dome. I don't know if you ever raced there, but they do one-on-one 300s there.
Did not.
It's a pretty rough track to race on, I'll be honest. We got someone dancing on the blocks right there. All right. What a fun way to kick off the boys 300 with a one-on-one here. I think Scala might be in the lead a little bit. It's tight, though. It's tight. This is going to be a good race. One-on-one, can Colby respond? I don't know, he's got a lot of distance to run on Scala. Yeah, unless he's got a crazy kick. All right, yeah, Sam Scala's going to take this one. Ooh, did he just get under 43 there? I believe he did. Oh, maybe not, 43.07. And then Caden Colby in 44.16. All right, well, we're going to have Heat 2. No more one-on-ones, which is a little upsetting, but we're going to have Aiden Carrington of Prospect Mountain, Jaden Ray of Wilton, Lindborough, and Devlin Gamache of Belmont, True Reed of Prospect Mountain, and Cyrus Tesseman of Prospect Mountain as well. You got three freshmen and two sophomores in this heat. false start. Give him the red. Give him the red card. I don't think they do that at Plymouth. No red cards at Plymouth. Be fun to see, though.
On your mark.
All right, better start here. Well, we got someone talking in the middle of the heat. Crazy move.
Jamie, are you plugged in with the computer charger?
Excuse the buffering just a minute ago. I believe we just fixed it.
Maybe for the second session.
So I just borrowed it. That's why when that is about to die, it like slows itself down.
Okay.
All right, and winning this one comfortably, I believe that's going to be... Oh, he kept running. He's just showing off now. Good for him. Jaden Ray, 46.86. Gamache in 52.35 and True Reed in 54. All right, Jamie, if you want to give me the next heat, it's going to be heat 3 of 7 here.
We got Luke Darling of Bow, Van Barlow of Merrimack Valley, Declan Bisson of Merrimack Valley, Elijah Raycraft of Merrimack Valley, Odin Gothier of Kona, and Declan McCausland of Prospect Mountain.
All right, they're halfway through this race now. A little over half. It's going to be a battle here between the two MV teammates. Great race between these two. That one was close too, Jamie. We might need to go back. Never mind, we're not going back. Well, I got the results here anyways. It was a .03 difference. Van Barlow runs 45.48. Elijah Raycraft in 45.51. And rounding out your top 3 is going to be 46.69. Odin. What a great day for a track meet. Am I right or am I right, Jamie?
Yep. But I can't replay the thing that's in the program, right?
All right, well, in this heat 4 of 7, you got Tate Heyman of Plymouth, Cameron Lewicki of Milford, David Ranlett of Franklin, Lenny Angove of Conant, Victor McInnes of Milford, and Christopher Bode of Merrimack Valley. This is heat 4 of 7. Now, if you do want to check out these results, what I'm reading everything from, the heat sheets, the results, everything, it tells you the splits as well. You can go to sstresults.com, click on the Plymouth State University AM meet, and you can get all the live results from there. That is also up for the other meet going on right now at UNH, and then it will also be up for the afternoon sessions of both Plymouth State and UNH. If you want to check in on the results around the state. Outside lane looks pretty good. Conant is moving up, though. That's Lenny. And it's going to be Lenny versus Christopher Bode here. Oh! Who's that? Is that Tate? Tate Tate and Bode. Goes Tate, Bode, Lenny. That's your top three in that heat. Tate is going to run 43.41. Christopher Bowden 43.67. And let's see what Lenny ran. Lenny ended up running 44.60. Moving on to the fifth of 7 heats.
Attention athletes, first and final call, boys 1500 meter, boys 1500 meter. If you're a 55 meter dash runner and 300 meter runner.
In this fifth heat, we're going to have Charles Savasco of Milford, Evan Thurston of Kingswood, Ben Johnson of Kingswood, Nate Ayala of Salem, Brendan McPhee of Kingswood, and Declan Steele of Sauhegan.
On your mark.
Right. So we're wrapping up, starting heat 5 of 7 here. Looks like this is gonna be Nathaniel of Salem. He's gonna take this one. But we had Kingswood close pretty hard. That was Ben Johnson at Kingswood, closed pretty hard. Evan Thurston.
I was just talking and my mic was muted. That's Davio's fault. I'm just kidding, it's my fault. I'll take responsibility for that one. We're moving on to the 6th heat of 7. Whoa, Michael Reynolds is in this heat. He is tripling back. He did the 1K, he did the 55 hurdles, and now he's doing the 300-meter dash. Moving away from his 600 that he likes so much. He's pretty good at the 600. So anyways, other than Michael Reynolds, we're going to have Andrew Hunton from Bishop Brady, Owen LaGrasse of Salem, Ian Sakib of Salem, Joshua Pettingell of Milford, and Nicholas Christopoulos of Laconia. This is our second to last heat of the boys 300 before we move on to the 1500 meters. Girls and boys races. Got a few boys hitting some strides out there.
On your mark.
All right. And they're up, and they are off. All right, good start here.
All right.
All right, this is going to be tough to see because these outside lanes are out in front, but Reynolds might have the lead right now. I think Reynolds does have the lead right now.
Yeah, that last turn for the outside lanes is not good. It's not an easy turn.
No. And Reynolds definitely did have the lead. He's running pretty well. Whoa. All right, outside lane started picking it up there. Reynolds, I don't think got under 40 there, but it was close.
Not quite, but yes.
40.56 for Reynolds. I don't know if that's going to hold up. I don't think it will in the final heat. You got some fast boys in there, but tripling back, that's a pretty solid time right there. 45.6 for Michael Reynolds. Then you got Nicholas Christopoulos of Laconia, 42.32, and Joshua Pettingell of Milford in 42.48. Moving on to your 7th of 7 heat, final heat, fastest heat, the big money maker. Going to be looking at Nick Daigle of Salem, Joshua Genchos of Bishop Brady. That is your 55-meter winner. You also got Alan Yap of Bishop Brady. Last time these two faced off in the 300, actually I'm not sure if they did last week, but 2 weeks ago here, Alan Yap ended up beating out his teammate Josh Genchos. You got Kenyon Sora of Milford, Dylan Boyer of Sauhegan, and Boston Strobe of Salem. All right, what are you thinking? What are you thinking happened here, Jamie?
I'm gonna go with Genchos again.
It's a safe pick. It's a safe pick. I'm gonna go with Yap. You know, Kenyon Sora is pretty legit. I'm gonna go with Alan Yap though. He won it last week. It seems like he's a pretty solid 300-meter runner. He's got some pretty good speed endurance.
This is Heat 7 of 7, our heater heat.
I like that. All right.
Getting in the blocks. I think I see everyone opting to use blocks, which is obviously the smartest move. If you can handle them, it's definitely going to help you.
Alan Yap does an interesting thing when he gets into his blocks. He starts yelling. Gets himself pumped up there. It's a bold
Some may
strategy.
say.
He's yapping. Oh.
This is the last team of the boys, 300 meters.
He's out hard.
This guy, he gets pumped up in the blocks, man. I'm telling you.
Boys 1,500 meters.
I think he has the lead right now.
Luca of Kingswood.
He definitely does.
I'm telling you, Alan Yap, this guy, he is legit. Sora, I think, is running just as fast, but Yap has the bend. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. Kenyon Sora of Milford, he's gonna take the race. Wow, great race from Kenyon Sora there. He was pretty much equal with Alan Yap going into the final bend and ended up beating him out on the bend. That's a great race from him. You're in 38-43, take the win. Yap in second, 38-72. Genchos in 39, I believe that was 75. 39-65, excuse me. So those are your top three. All right. That's a great race in the 300. Congratulations to Kenyon Sora.
All right. So we have the girls' 1,500 meter on the track. There's going to be one heat of this. Ben, did you already read these names down? All right, I'll let you guys know who's going to be in this race. We have hip number 1, Layla Baker of Prospect Mountain. Hip number 2, Lily Thomas of Salem. Hip number 3 is Amelia Hill of Conant. Hip number 4 is Anna Brammer Depoy of Sauhegan. Then we have Emma Shamalawful of Messinic Regional. And Amelia Smith, Messinic Regional, and Florence Shamalawful of Messinic Regional. So this is Lily Thomas in the lead of Salem. Last week's UNH PM session 1,500 meter winner. And she's got a massive lead so far. It's the chase pack you're seeing on the video right now. Good group of girls, but Lily's got about 30 meters.
right, so Lily Thomas looking great here. Jamie Leno also looking great. You're welcome.
That gap's just continuing to expand.
Yeah, that's a big gap. It's tough running alone like this in the
It's up
in
to
the
almost
latter stages
100
of races.
meters. So Lily's coming through 800 in around 242. Running into a little bit of traffic, lapping.
Sometimes that can help though. You start seeing bodies and you just start
Just
picking
go to the
them
next
off.
one. Just
Right.
keep going. Yep.
That's what a certain Addison Cox told me she was doing one time in the I think it was 2 Mile Outdoor Estates. All right.
So Lily leads about 100 meters now.
It's
In
a
the
big
chase
lead.
back. Yeah, it is a big lead. She's got about
I think it's 2 laps to go after this.
Yeah, probably a minute and a half of racing.
Yeah. And at this point, you're kind of hoping you run into traffic because running alone in these latter stages of the races, when you're really feeling it, that's rough.
I mean, she still looks pretty calm, pretty
Oh, yeah.
composed. Question is she going to dip under 5 minutes?
I don't know about that.
It's going to be pretty close.
She'd have to do. She's been doing 40s this entire race. She'd have to
She'd have
go
to
like
drop to like a
33.
30, yeah.
That's a rough. That's fast.
So let's put your hands together for Lily Thomas, a senior from Salem, as she comes around the bell lip.
Put your hands together for Lily Thomas.
So 100 meters to go now.
All right. And she's going to finish in. That's a pretty fast last lap, anyways, though. Her last lap is a
38.
38.9. That's a very fast time. 5:05.78 in the 1500. Pretty much running alone the entire race. That's a great time from her. So do you know what that is for a mile conversion there, Jamie? If she does
I think for girls it's about from 15 to mile. I think it's about 21 seconds.
so that's that's sub 5:30 this early on in the indoor season. That's solid.
It's a good race.
It's a very good time. And that is your only girls 1500 meter heat.
All right, Brendan, how about you read us all the finishers so far?
All right, so Lily Thomas came through in 5:05.78 of Salem. Anna of Sauhegan, 5:37.22. Move on to Emma of Messinic, 5:41. Amelia of Messinic, 5:51. Amelia of Conan, 5:56. Layla of Prospect Mountain, 6:17.
Good job.
You're welcome. That was great.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So looks like we're moving on to the boys now.
Boys race. You want to read out who we got in the boys race here? Who
Yep,
do we
we're
got?
gonna have one heat. We have Finley Irvine, Lucas Gomez, Thomas Sargent, Jacob Slade, Mitchell Roscoe, Simon Butka, Peyton Acker, Austin Richard, Aiden Simon, Abraham Hankins, John Jennings, Alexander St. Laurent, Cooper Coate, Grady Steele, Caleb Bemis, and Odin Gauthier. We got a big heat here, Ben. We got 16 boys.
A lot of boys. Definitely gonna run into some traffic here.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty congested first couple laps, but I'm sure it'll string out. And
I think your top guy here is going to be Finley Irvine of Sauhegan. He is Sauhegan always produces some pretty great distance talents.
yeah, so if you're just tuning into the live stream right now, we'll be live for this session and the next session, which is this afternoon at Plymouth, as well as at UNH, both in this morning and this afternoon. And there will be coverage as well on Instagram at New Hampshire Cross Country Track and Field, where you can find videos and interviews for race winners.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Lucas Gomez of Salem has already raced the 3K and got
Yes,
third.
he was third in the 3K.
So his legs are bound to be tired. Finley is the top seed as well. It's going to be a good race.
Going through kind of quick.
It is a little quick.
So we'll see how that pace fares on the legs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
It's going to be right around a 66 for the first lap.
That's pretty legit.
It's pretty quick.
And Finley's already created quite the gap.
Yep.
Lucas has got to be feeling it.
There's a bunch of guys behind them.
So coming through the 600 and 140.
Did you see you're making reels?
Yeah, we're making those now. Dude, it's so cold. It's cold in this booth. Huh? What are you doing?
Bro, Sonny, I've been producing the whole time. I'm actually massive. I know, like producing all of it.
Really? What do you got to do?
Switch screens,
Oh, so switch cameras?
add timing and shit. I mean stuff.
Is that on there?
Switching through these cameras. I learned how to do replays, so I can record and make replays. Good commenting on the YouTube.
Use useless stuff, yeah.
All right,
We're coming up 3 laps to go for Finley Irvine, your leader.
coming up on 1K into the race.
At 1K.
And he is going to be at 2:54 at 1K. So the pace is slowed a little bit.
They went out pretty tough. They went
yeah.
out pretty hard.
Just a big pack right here, boys, running
To be
together.
fair, it worked out for him. All he wanted to do was just drop Lucas Gomez, hope that he could either break his will or his legs.
He's going to run into some traffic on this back straight, so I'll be interested to see how he handles the these runners. But
I believe Gomez is getting pressed by Simon of Kingswood right now. All right, coming up on the bell lap here for Finley Irvine. 200 to go. He's at 350. This is actually going to be a pretty legit time.
It's a good race.
And so Simon is taking over Lucas. Could we be looking at a sub 420? I don't think so. It's going to be just over.
It's a lot of traffic. 423.
423 and change. Finley finishing in 423.16, I'm going to guess. 07, never mind. Simon from Kingswood finishes in second. He had a great back half of the race. And then Lucas of Salem, also with a great race, 441. All right, that's a great little race. That was your only heat, so Finley Irvine, congratulations. You have won that. And now all of the individual events are complete. So now we're moving into the relays. First up is going to be the girls 4x4.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up on the track is the second of the last events today, this morning. We need all lanes cleared at this time. All lanes cleared. This is the girls 4x400 meter relay. The first leg runner runs entirely in their lane for the first two turns till they hit the brake. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. We ask that you please make sure, especially student athletes, that your team areas are clean. Kind of get ready for
All right, so good race we got coming up here. We're going to have 4 teams in this girls 4x400 meters. First of which, the nearest in the on the track is going to be Belmont. And then you got Bow, Salem, and Milford moving inside to out on the track. Bow actually has the fastest seed time here in 4:39. Salem's looking to pounce on that with a 4:42, and they got the fastest girl in the 400 here today. They got Farida, who ended up winning the 55 and the 300. So she's going to be the opening leg. Hopefully she can get them off to a pretty solid start. 400 is a grueling event, though. 4x4 at the end of a meet. I know Jamie's pretty familiar with double and triple and back in a 4x4.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to be in a relay, though. Like, no
So
matter
fun.
how tired you are, you can still produce a pretty good time. There's a lot of adrenaline in the relay.
And
You got 3 other people that are
Exactly.
low-key, like, they need you to show up, show out. So, yeah.
You know, I like it a lot because I feel like I always run a little bit faster in the 4x4 relays because
You got a
I feel
lot
like
of
my
adrenaline,
team
yeah.
needs me. You know, like if I don't do this, I'm gonna let down the team, which it helps. A lot of pressure and it helps a little bit. You know, so especially at the end of a meet, like a state meet, nothing like it.
Are you going to go interview? Bro, we don't have that many interviews. We're missing so many. She's right there. Oh.
All right, so first leg is done. Salem hands off first.
We have no field events. Bro, get her or something, bro. So bad. He's just doing it. Like, W, I just looked. We have like 5 interviews from this meeting.
All right. So this is coming up on 600 meters here. Or never mind, we are 600. All right, coming up on Salem's third leg for a lot of the teams. Salem is in front though, they're running pretty well. They got quite the gap here. And handoff is good, very good handoff
yep.
there. Belmont's gonna come in, another very good handoff, and Bo, another very good handoff. Handoffs are a little bit more forgiving in the 4x4
Yeah, it's
than, a
they're
4x2, 4x1, but
they're not blind handoffs, so
it's
that's
still
always
important.
helpful.
It's so important, you know. Blind handoffs in the 4x4 are a little crazy, you know. So that's Avery Aliberti of Salem. Belmont coming in third here, Bo in fourth. So I don't think we got any Milford here today.
Oh, it seems like they scratched, but
And Salem's gonna make the last handoff here.
it's gonna be Lily Thomas, the 1500 meter winner. It's gonna be
I think you're in
the
safe
anchor.
hands with her.
yeah.
I think
Well,
I
they
think
also
got
have
it
a
wrapped
they also
up
have a
here.
pretty good lead, so pretty healthy one. Let's see this exchange. Pretty even
We got-
exchange here. Oh, but it looks like
a
Bo's
little
gonna get
tough
the
handoff from Belmont there.
yeah. But yeah, it looks like Lily's just taking it, and she's not gonna look back.
Oh, absolutely not. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna put the line at 0.5. I think she's gonna look back, one time. Think so?
I don't know. I think she's pretty confident in the lead she has.
I
and
agree, but I think she's gonna look back.
I don't think there's a reason to look back, really.
Yeah, she does look pretty focused. I would look back.
Yeah, she looks pretty calm.
Calm and composed. That's how you do it. All right, and she's coming in. It's a pretty solid time for this early on in the season. You're going to be sitting at a 4:38 point something, 4:38 and change. That's a good time there from Salem. And then Bo is going to come in just over 4:50. And finally, here comes Belmont coming around the bend.
Pulowski had a pretty big day today with races.
Yeah.
1K, 600, 4x4.
She won both of those, and didn't she just anchor the 4x4?
Yep.
Good for her. And now in this this boys heat, we have,
We're going to have one heat or two heats here.
I think we got two. We got two heats here. The first one's going to be comprised of Belmont, Kingswood, and Prospect Mountain. And Belmont, I see a name in there that I'm pretty familiar with. We got Damian Sanborn. Just barely got beat out by Genchos in the 55-meter dash. So I'm assuming he's going to bring quite a bit of speed to this Belmont's 4x4.
All right, pretty even through the first 200 here. It's going to be Belmont in the inside. But looks like Prospect Mountain just takes the lead from them. And Kingswood slips in there for second. And here comes Belmont with a big surge. Hey, he turned on the jets there last 100. Clean handoffs here. Here comes Kingswood around the outside. Belmont not going away, though. All right, 100 meters to go in this leg. Kingswood will hand off with about a 5-10 meter lead. Belmont catching a little bit on the first lap of the third leg. It's going to come right up on Kingswood. Oh, excuse me, Prospect Mountain. I don't know why I've been saying Kingswood this whole time. That is Prospect Mountain in the lead. All right, pretty close on the handoff. All right, so Belmont, the big surge here towards the end, looked like he just ran the first lap right on the shoulder of Prospect Mountain and then really turned it on in the second lap. So Belmont will take that with a 4:05.3, Prospect with a 4:11, and Kingswood coming in third in this first heat with a 4:18. So yeah, pretty even there until that last leg, and then of course we had Damian Sanborn anchoring that for Belmont. Saw him in the 55 earlier. Came in second in the 55. So not surprising to see his speed on that last leg. All right, in this second heat, we're going to have Bow, Salem, Milford, Sauhegan, and Merrimack Valley from inside to outside. It is Milford coming in with the fastest seed time of 3:43. Souhegan with a 3:49. Salem 3:52. MV 4 flat. And Bow 4:03. And it is Milford out to an early lead. Gonna be 6 and out in front on the leadoff leg. Like he's running a pretty quick leg here. All right, he's going to hand off right about 56, 57. And he hands off to Logan Korthals. So the 1 and 2 place runners from the 3K earlier this morning going leadoff and second leg in the 4x4. And 6 are running pretty good 400 leg for a 3K runner. Let's see what Korthals can do. Looks like he's getting chased down a little bit here by Souhegan. So you can't tell who that is for Souhegan.
Boys 4x200 anchors. If you have not checked in at this time, please do. Boys 4x200 anchors. Please check in if you have not.
All right, another solid leg here from Milford. They hand off just under 250. So their anchor is going to have about a 50-meter lead at this point. Coming up on some lapped runners, which should help give somebody to chase, although he is going to have to go into lane 2 to get around. Might end up running slightly more than a 400. All right, so Milford with a 3:44.9, anchor leg splitting about a 55, I believe. So pretty consistent legs from Milford. Souhegan with a 3:55. Bow with a 4:01, and Salem just beating out MV 4:15 to 4:16. All right, so that does it for the boys 4x4. I'm gonna have the girls 4x200 on the track now. We are going to have 2 heats of the girls 4x2. In heat 1, we will have Messinic, Souhegan, and Kingswood. Sauhegan with the fastest seed time in this one with a 2:02. Kingswood just behind them with a 2:03. And Messinic, I don't believe, has run a 4x2 yet. They're seated at 2:30.00, which leads me to believe that that is just a placeholder mark, unless they did indeed run exactly .00.
On your mark. Stop.
Got some nice poses there just before the start of the race. Good to see everyone's having fun out here. All right, so Kingswood going out hard here. Messinic not looking too bad, though, on the inside. Looks like they're going to make up the stagger. And so it will be Messinic handing off first here. Clean handoffs from everybody. And we get to the cut-in. Everybody cuts in, no problem here. Sauhegan with a nice leg. Sauhegan ripping by everybody. So they go from last to first on that leg. Excellent leg from them. See if Kingswood can reply. Ooh, Kingswood giving him a fight off the turn. And they're going to hand off almost dead even here. Kingswood with a slightly better handoff, a little bit smoother. And looks like they're going to hand off to Raposa on the anchor leg. So obviously she's got some serious speed, as we saw earlier. And she is going to run away with this anchor leg. Awesome leg from Raposa. Puts a big gap on Sauhegan's anchor. And they come through in 2:02.4, which is about a half a second faster than their seed time. So they improve that just by a slight margin. So Kingswood 2:02, Sauhegan 2:05, and Messinic with a 2:18. In this second and final heat, 2 of 2, we have Bow on the inside lane, Salem, Milford, Belmont, and Prospect Mountain rounding it out on the outside. All right, so they're just getting instructions here about handoffs, when to cut in, etc. The usual pre-relay routine. So we're going to have first legs walk out to the turn for their stagger. A couple people using blocks. Looks like it's going to be Bow and Belmont both using blocks here. Then you can see behind the leadoff legs, We have our second legs already on the track, obviously, as this is only a 200 relay. So as you saw in the first heat, it is a 3-turn stagger, so we're going to go 1 full lap, handoff in lanes, and the second legs will stay in their lanes for another 50 meters until the back stretch before they cut into lane 1. Just gives time for things to kind of shake out during the first leg and make sure that it's not too crowded when they cut in, so that hopefully we don't have any pushing and shoving, tripping, anything like that, so we can have a good clean race. Everyone runs their full potential. Got very quiet in here. All right, good start from some of the outside teams. Looks like Milford there in lane 3 really making up the stagger early. And they do come in with the fastest seed here of 135. So they're going to hand off in the lead. And we will see once they get to these cones here how everything shakes out. So Milford is about a 10-meter lead. Great cut in from Milford, nice and smooth. If you've listened to me commentate relays before, or any race with cut-ins, you'll know I like some nice smooth cut-ins. All right, so handing off to the third leg. Still have Milford out in front, but looks like Belmont's catching them a bit. See how close it gets by the final handoff. Belmont's coming up on her shoulder. She might go around on this straightaway. See if Milford can hold her off. Just barely, so Milford hands off in first. They had a little bit of a smoother handoff, which gave them a couple extra meters. And Milford with an excellent final leg here, extending that lead. Looks like they had a really, really smooth handoff, which gave them a little bit of extra space, but they didn't end up needing it because Milford's anchor with an excellent leg. So they're going to come through 157. Belmont in second, 202. Salem, 203. Bow 208 and Prospect crossing just there in 225. So hard to say whether these teams improved on their seed times, as it looks like their seed times are from UNH, which is a 160-meter track, so it would be a 4x160, which is why the seed times are 135, 136, 137. All right, so moving on to the boys 4x2. We're going to have in Heat 1, Salem on the inside, then Merrimack Valley and Prospect Mountain. Salem coming in here without a seed time. Merrimack Valley with 142, Prospect with a 150. All right, so same deal with the cut-ins for the boys. We'll do whole first leg in lanes and then cut in after the first turn of the second leg. Just gotten the on your mark command. Set. Ooh, looks like we had a misfire, so we will restart. All right, good start that time. And Merrimack Valley out pretty quick here, already made up the stagger on the first turn. Yeah, they're flying right now. Looks like that's Reynolds on the leadoff leg. Good handoffs from everybody. And Merrimack Valley gets to the break in the lead. Nice smooth cut in from them. All right, now at the halfway point, they are going to hand off. Ooh, they're going to hand off slightly in the lead, but it looks like they handed off outside the zone. I think their third runner took off a little bit too early, and the baton couldn't just catch up. Better handoff that time, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. All right, so they're going to win this pretty easily, minus the DQ if they do get one. So they end up running a 142, Salem 145, Prospect 151. I'll have to see, though. I do believe they will get DQ'd from that, so that time will not count. But we'll have to check the official results in a bit to see if that does hold true. As for now, we're going to have Belmont, Sauhegan, Kingswood, and Milford in this second heat. And this is the second of two heats. So this will be the final race of the day. Let's see what we have for entry times here. It's going to be Belmont on the inside with a 130, then Sauhegan with a 120, Kingswood with a 127, and Milford with a 133. Once again, some of these times may be 4x160 times versus 4x200, which obviously makes pretty significant difference. We're getting commands here. All right, we're off. Final race of the day. Looks like Milford running pretty well there on the outside. Sauhegan as well, making up the stagger very early. And remember, we still have another turn to go in the lanes. All right, so they're going to hand off in the lead. Oh, pretty good lead here at the cut-in. I have 20 meters at the halfway mark. Nice smooth handoff from them. Milford slowed down a little bit through the zone. But Sauhegan running excellent here. Running great legs, and their handoffs have been really, really good so far. See how this last one is. Very smooth. All right, coming around the last turn here. Sauhegan takes this in 137.66. And then Kingswood coming through with a 149. Then Milford with a 152. And Belmont with a 2 flat. All right, so that does it for the AM session here at Plymouth. We also have the UNH AM session was just live streamed, so you can go check that out, see if they're still going. I imagine they're either wrapping things up or have wrapped things up already, but you can watch the replay of that meet, as well as the replay of this meet if you missed any events. We're going to be back live in just a bit for the afternoon meet, which I believe starts at 2:30 with field events. So if you want to check out the afternoon meet, we're going to have some different teams up here at Plymouth in that meet. Same thing for UNH. We will be live streaming the afternoon session of UNH. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. That's up on our YouTube channel. We also have interviews, lots of stories on the track, at the jumping pits, throwing pits, videos of everyone competing at both UNH and Plymouth, and interviews of all of the winners of field and track events for both meets. So check those out. Those are on our Instagram, which is NHXCTF on Instagram. So go check that out. Give us a follow, like the interviews, all of our winners from today. And we will see you in just a bit. Hope you come back for the afternoon session. This is New Hampshire Track and Field. This has been brought to you by Runner's Alley and Hoka. So thank you to them. And have a good day.
The clap was good. Is Max allowed?